another thing about this office and Dr. Taylor is she's really doing measurements and weights. It is scientifically based.
Do you remember what originally brought you in?
Yes, I was in a group of ladies that were talking about chiropractic and talking about what happens when your C1 is out. I had never heard any of that before, but had always had a very swayed back and some scoliosis. And basically what happens is you have one leg shorter than the other. And when I first came in, one of the measurements that you do is the two scales, where you were measuring the weight in one half of your body and the other half of your body.
Yes.
And I was 24 pounds different. And then this last year, I'm down to 11 pounds different. And then that first year, I had a very forward head posture when I came in. And over that first year, it changed 16 degrees using the traction pillow. And, I'm much more upright and balanced in my body and my spine now than I was.
You came in and you kind of got your posture resolved a little bit, definitely seeing some improvements. How has your journey been since you first came in?
Well, I've had some other challenges. I developed a 10 millimeter cyst that is on the nerve in my spine. And it's actually the second one. The first one I had removed with surgery. And it took 2 years for my energy to move up and down my spine again. Plus, they had to take out a little piece of my backbone to get in there. This new one is just slightly over where the other one was. And I just don't want to take pieces out of my back. I've been looking for alternatives. And I've had a lot of support through the work here, but I am better than I was.
When you come in for your visits, what do you expect when you come in?
Well, I always appreciate the friendliness of the staff, but I get my adjustment, and over the years I've had several doctors that have worked on me, and they're all excellent. They're very knowledgeable and energetically sensitive. Initially, my C1 was out. It took a long time to get that to where it would be consistently in. It has now been in for over a year. It was a year in April. I've also used Dr. Taylor for nutritional consult, and she did a 23andMe interpretation for me. And that's been very helpful. I still use those supplements. For a while there, I was coming in twice a week because I had been sitting with the system in my back. I had been leaning more to the left, and I actually moved my spine to the left. And that caused a compression where my right leg comes into my torso. My leg length was 3/4 of an inch different, right to left. And so that left leg is still working to try to make up that difference. Another thing about this office and Dr. Taylor is she's really doing measurements and weights. It is scientifically based. So when she did an assessment and said, you don't need this, we're seeing improvement, you're not where you were.
If you knew someone who was thinking about coming in to see us and maybe they were hesitant or they'd never been to a chiropractor and they weren't sure, what would you tell them?
I think they have to come. I have been to other chiropractors. I have never been to a place that's as professional and knowledgeable as here. Or friendly.
Well, that's a big compliment, and thank you. Thank you so much.